Hi, I'm John Shanahan. I'm the director of the Better Bennington Corporation. I'd like to welcome you to Spotlight on Bennington. We're here on a rainy Saturday morning after a couple of weeks of some really beautiful spring weather. But Alicia Romac from Legacy Images of Vermont and myself are going to start off in the Welcome Center here today, tell you a little bit about the events that are coming up in the next couple of months. And then we're going to take you to show you where Nap's Toys and Hobbies is going to move to on Main Street, as well as the Owl's Nest, which is an antique furniture restoration and a reupholstering company, and Wave, a women's clothing store, being opened up by Kathleen Wilkinson, a woman from Bennington. I think you're going to like all these three stores. We're excited they're coming to Main Street, and we're glad that we get to give you a little sneak preview of them all setting up their stores as we speak. But before we get out in the street, we're going to go through a little list of some activity that's coming up, and going to start with just getting some messages out there to the business owners downtown. We had a meeting yesterday with the Welcome Center volunteers who will be coming back and opening up the Welcome Center for the summer season full time in a couple more weeks. But with the volunteers, we started a program called the Downtown Liaison Group. And our volunteers each chose about 5 to 10 stores that they're going to be the personal connection to, so that we have more face time with the business owners downtown. So please keep an eye out for them. They're going to come in, give you a little booklet that'll have a packet of posters for upcoming events, information of the stuff that's going on, and we're going to share that with everybody today, just so everybody knows what's going on. Before I go any further, I would like to back up a little bit and thank a few people who did a great job downtown last weekend during the Downtown Green Up Day. That's Samantha Timchin from Bennington College and the Bennington ACTS program that brought about 50 students downtown once again. They do that twice a year. They've done some big projects down here, and it was nice to have them down here again. So I'd like to thank all you guys. In addition to that, we had Veronica Ariel and Nicole Rao, who are in Bennington as guests of the AmeriCorps Vista program, and they organized this entire program, as well as Clark Gable from the Goodwill store, who kicked off the whole week with the Earth Day celebration at the Goodwill store in downtown Bennington. We ended up with 107 volunteers who came down here, swept the streets, cleaned up Riverwalk, raked up all the leaves, washed the windows and cleaned the storefronts, just made downtown really look beautiful. And I guess on that line, I'd like to thank the Town of Bennington Buildings and Ground crew, who has spent the last couple of weeks working with me getting the banners up on the historic lampposts and all of our furniture out. And this year we had to redesign everything before Bennington in Bloom gets planted in the first week of June. Because this year we are welcoming the Catamount Prowl to Main Street. We're thrilled that there's about 10 catamounts coming downtown. So they're going to be hitting the streets after the 22nd of May until June 7th, and then they'll all be on the streets for the rest of the summer and throughout the fall. That's a Chamber of Commerce project that everybody knows takes a lot of work, a lot of money, a lot of skill, but has a huge impact in getting people out of their cars and onto the streets in Bennington. So by June 7th, everything will be all set to go downtown. And the fountain's being worked on right now. It's getting refinished again and resealed and going to be reopened. So I just want to make sure y'all get back down here just to remember how much there is going down here and how nice it is in downtown Bennington. To celebrate that, I'll get back to Mayfest, which is on May 25th. But this year we're starting a new event called First Fridays. I think you're all pretty familiar with that term. It occurs on the first Friday of each month, and a lot of towns in Vermont and across the country already do it, and we're going to give it a shot. What it is on the first Friday starting on June 7th, the shops will be open until 8 o'clock all throughout downtown. We're going to have carriage rides. Dave Lively of Lively's Livery. He has this beautiful carriage that he uses for weddings, but it'll be going up and down Main Street for a couple hours on Friday the 7th. We have live entertainment on the front steps of the town lawn, which is a beautiful location, so thanks to the town for that. And starting off the music series is a band called Through Seasons. Great music. I've heard them at some other locations, and I look forward to seeing them out in the public and free to everybody to come down and listen to. So we have the music, we have the carriage rides, we have the Second Chance Animal Shelter is going to be closing down School Street section near TD Bank North, and they're going to be doing a sidewalk chalk art contest for children right in the middle of the road. And the Vermont Arts Exchange will be bringing down their art bus and doing a public art project for the public during that event as well. To top it off, and I guess the big attraction of the whole thing, are the exhibits that we're going to be having downtown during those events. We have about 12 galleries lined up that'll have their artists present for openings that night. We'll have a map for you when you get down here, and we'll have it published in the newspaper. And it'll show where all the galleries are and all the artwork is. And we have Sosay Gallery, Catbird, Fiddlehead, Bennington Arts Guild, Armstrong Jewelers, Rembrandt's Kitchen Design, just to name a few. The Unitarian Universalists. There's a lot of artwork hanging downtown. Madison's, I could go on, but just see when you come down. In each one of these places we'll have the artists there during art walk, so you get to meet them and talk to them and enjoy the reception for each artist opening that night. In addition to that, we have a group from the hospital led by Kaya Morris, who has arranged an exhibit called Photo Voice. Photo Voice is a project of 50 students who took pictures throughout the community of the way they see the community they live in. And they'll be present there to talk to you too, to just explain why they took the photos they took and how they see Bennington. Important project for many reasons, but I guess most importantly, it's a lot of fun to get the students involved in an art project downtown. The location of that exhibit is going to be where Star Electric used to be, where Crazy Russian Girls Bakery is. That location, I think most of you know, has been split in two, and Skeeter Jelly, who is the property manager there, is in the process of refinishing that section, and he's done a great job. He took some windows out of a building demolition before and put them on the inside. Really interesting design for a place, and it's a great spot or a great time to come down and check it out for those of you who are thinking of maybe starting your own business. Really interesting place, and it's coming out real nice. There'll be a reception there on Friday between 5 and 6, but that's just for the students and their families. And then at 6 o'clock, they're going to open the doors from 6 to 8 for the public to go in and see the exhibit and meet the students. So make sure you join us. Put it in your calendars right now. June 7th is our first Friday in Bennington. It's what everybody's been asking for years, that the stores stay open late. So it's going to be a celebration of everybody being open late starting on June 7th. So as you have your calendars out, which I know you all do, you mark June 7th, mark July 5th, which is the 4th of July weekend, August 2nd, which happens to also be Bennington Arts Weekend, because the Southern Vermont Arts and Craft Show is moving down from Manchester to Bennington. Good for us. And we're doing a whole arts weekend around that. First Friday will be part of that event and kicking it off in August. And then we have September 6th. If all goes well, which we're hoping and expecting it to do, we're going to extend that into October. We're not going to do it, the plan right now is not to do it through the winter. We visited some other towns throughout the state who have really successful programs. They've been doing them for 15, 20 years. And in the winter, they still have a problem with the crowds, but we'll see how it goes. But we know June's going to kick off to a really a great start, and there happens to be an event almost every week that we're doing First Friday, so it'll be tied in with a lot of nice things. So make sure you join us on June 7th. Quick update and some other things that are going on downtown is a lot of you are familiar with Downtown Dollars. They're gift certificates that are available at about 15 to 20 stores. We're renewing the program right now each year with the merchants, and just want to remind you they're available for sale at the Downtown Welcome Center, which is the old police station across from Friendly's. They're in $10 increments, and you can buy them as gifts, buy them to use for yourself, and you can use them in about 15 to 20 different locations. So just wanted to let you know that in case you haven't seen them. The BBC gives them out a lot as donations to other organizations who are doing fundraisers. So there's been thousands of them already out there, so a lot of you are probably already familiar with them. But we just wanted to let you know you can also buy them as a gift. We've been working on a project downtown now for about 3 months called Google Business Photos. You're probably familiar with Google Street View, where you can go onto your computer, open up Google Maps, and keep zooming in until you literally appear on the street. And you can virtually navigate your way through downtown as though you're on Main Street. And it's been in force, or it's been in place for about 3 years now, 4 years maybe. And Google occasionally comes through and refilms. And we're kind of fortunate that they caught Bennington at a really nice time. If you look at the street view, you'll notice that the moose are on the street at the same time the J. Seward Johnson statues are on the street. And that's because they filmed in one direction one year and in the other direction the other year. So we'll put them both on the street at the same time. Another interesting note is you'll see some people in one corner in shorts and t-shirts. In the other corner they're wearing jackets and hoods. So it's late fall, early spring, and once you start driving around you'll start to notice the difference even in the trees and stuff. But at any rate, Google Business Photos is a program that now you not only can go down the street, but you can turn, as you're looking at the video, there's a little arrows you can turn to look up and down and get a 360 view. Now you can point toward the store of a business and walk right into it. And once you're in the store, you can walk up and down the aisles and see the merchandise, see the entire inventory, what they have here and what the stores look like. Our goal downtown Bennington is to be the first community in the country that downtown is 100% Googled. We're well on our way. We've had 2 training sessions. We are underwriting the portion for the first 30 businesses, which we've already gone and signed up 32 businesses. We have 25 more to go that we want. They're all the first floor retail businesses. So we're well on our way to achieving our goal. And we've been in touch with Google, who's keeping an eye on us to see how we do, to start promoting us as the first town that's completely Googled. So keep an eye on that. Go check it out. It's Google Maps. It's interesting. There's a few places you can go already to see what I'm talking about. One of my favorites is Fiddlehead. If you can either go to Fiddlehead website, click on the photos of Fiddlehead, and the one that shows them from the front on Main Street, you click on that, it'll bring you right in front of the store, and then you can walk in and look around. Really interesting. It's already had a payoff. We were talking to Joey Culkin, the manager at Fiddlehead. The very first day that it went online, he received 2 families who came in that one was driving on their way to Bennington, and the passenger looked it up online and found it and saw the store. And the other one was a family having dinner at Madison's who did the same thing. And as the merchants downtown know, our big competition is online business now, and that's one way that we're combating it. Second way is we're hopeful that all online businesses will finally start to charge tax, just to level the playing field. Every downtown in the country has been championing that cause, and it's finally up for vote and needs to pass. And if you call your senators and legislators and make sure that you back that also, it's good for Main Street, it's good for small towns, it's good for locally owned businesses, and it's only fair. And it's billions of dollars to our states that tax is not being collected for whatever reason it was in place as it was. There's my rant for the day. Catamounts we already talked about. They'll be on the street. If you come down and join us on June 7th, you'll be able to see all of them on the street. We're working right now with the chamber to make sure they're out there. I got to back up. Google Business Photos, that's done by a Google certified photographer who has bought the equipment, went through all the training, and approached us to help him get it done in downtown. And that's Eric Wood. Eric Wood lives in Bennington. We're lucky to have him in Bennington. He is, I think, only one of 2 certified photographers in the state, which is why we're really ahead of the curve. It's still kind of a new program. But thanks to Eric for all that work. Keeping up on events and activities. You know, when we do the show here, we'll talk about upcoming events, the big ones anyway. But there's a way to keep in touch with all the little things that are happening behind the scene. To get specific, I do a director's report each month for my board of directors. One of our directors now will translate that and put it on our blog on our website. So if you go to betterbennington.com, not only do you see all the activities and events, and you can click on pages for all the details, you'll also be able to click on the blog and see what's happening behind the scenes. So you'll know every single thing I'm doing at this point. One of the things our website has that most residents or visitors don't look at, but somebody interested in opening a business, or if you know somebody who is interested in opening a business, if you send them to our website, they can click on Open a Business, and if they click on Open a Business, you cross over to Downtown Inventory. What that is we have photos and specification and contact numbers for any business that might be available to, for rent, for lease, for sale, for opportunities to open up new businesses. We've been talking with a few people recently from New York who are interested in Bennington, and that's how they found us. They saw that we had what appears to them to be the right location, the right spot, the right rate. So we're going to be meeting with them in a few more weeks. They're coming up here because of that. So please let people know. And that contact, by the way, came from a Bennington resident who is over in Albany, loved this place, and talked to them about coming to Bennington. And after speaking with her, they became very interested, and so now we're having an appointment set up for them to come. So thank you very much, and remember, all of us will get Bennington where it needs to be, and that's at 100% occupancy and all locally owned. I guess that's my second rant for the day. Brochures and menus. If you're a member or if you're a business downtown, we're going to be opening the Welcome Center. Make sure you bring us some updated menus and updated brochures. We greet over 4,000 people a year in just the downtown Welcome Center, and brochures and menus go quickly. A hard copy of a good menu and paper copies we can hand out. If you haven't been to the Welcome Center recently, I'd like to invite residents down here too. It's a beautiful building. It's one of our town buildings. It's historic. A lot of work was done over the winter, and we're really proud of it. And we think you should, if you have people coming to town, or if you're just out on a Saturday, come by and visit us. We have pennies here to throw in the fountains too. So when your kids stop in, make sure they grab a penny and make a wish. Food co-op, Southshire Community Market. People keep asking me what's the status on that. Status is the same. They're currently in a membership building mode. That's how co-ops start. The equity to open a business comes in the beginning by member owners. What that means is when the co-op opens, it's not going to be an annual membership to be a member. It's a member share. You get a stock share of the business. You become one of the owners. And it's $200, and it's for a lifetime. If you move away, you put it back on the market, so to say, for the co-op, and they'll refund your money as soon as they sell it again. So it's, and you hang on to it. When the day comes that they're paying a dividend, you also get a dividend because you are a share owner. There is a program called Co-op Cares for low-income people who we also want to be part of the co-op, that you can make, number one, it's half price, it's $100. You can make 8 payments, either program you're on, the $200 full share or the Co-op Cares $100. So it's either $25 for 8 months and you're a lifetime member, or it's $12.50 for 8 months and you're a lifetime member. The Co-op Cares program requires donations to pay the balance of the share because it's still worth $200. So if you'd like to donate to that, please do. And you can send it to this address. It's P.O. Box 704, Better Bennington Corporation, and you make the check out to Southshire Community Market. The Southshire Community Market, if you're interested, you can always stop in at the BBC to pick up an application or to ask us any questions about it, or you'll get to talk with the Board of Directors on June 22nd at the First Baptist Church during the Natural Food and Health Show. 9 to 5 on the 22nd. A lot of vendors will be there, and you get to meet the Board of Directors of the co-op. Stop by. All your questions will be answered there. Applications will be available there, in addition to a lot of the vendors of some of the products that will be featured at the co-op once we get up and running. But just want to let you know, it's still in the works. It's a long-term process. Comparing us to like maybe Keene, New Hampshire, it took them 6 years to get the doors open. We're almost up to 2 years and just breaking the 100-member mark. So we're moving forward on that and look forward to having lots more members support this effort and make it a true community-owned market where the farmers can sell their products and a lot of local businesses can also do the same. Revolving loan program. As far as opening businesses go, the town of Bennington operates a revolving loan program, which means if you are starting a business, you can apply for a loan. It's a high-risk, last resort loan, which means you have to first go to the bank, be declined, and then you go meet with the town. And you tell them what your plan is, you show them your business plan, and you can apply for funding to get you going for expenses, case goods, remodeling, any build out that you need to do. Money's there. We're encouraging entrepreneurs to get your business plan done, get over in a meeting with Mike Harrington, the Community and Economic Development Director, and get the town to back you up. They're looking forward to doing it. It's an easy process. And if you're interested in, and that's for any place in Bennington, but if you're interested in downtown, it starts way before that with the BBC. You come in, let us know your idea. We'll take you upstairs to the Vermont Small Business Development Center. We'll get a business plan going for you, and we'll walk you literally step by step from your concept to opening the doors on Main Street. It's a lot of work, but that's when you need to do all the work in the beginning. So all those steps from the beginning all the way to opening the door will just get you started on the right foot. Call us, we're here all the time. The number here is 442-5758. First Friday, I guess that's it. I made it through my list of stuff. I'm going to show you, just to give you an idea of First Fridays, we'd like to thank Barbara Ackerman from Mount Anthony Union High School and her design and graphics class for creating the graphics and logo for First Friday, and Alicia will show you that in a sec. If you'd like some information on that, stop in. We have brochures. Pretty soon it will be in the newspapers and on CAT TV and WBTN. But make sure you come down. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's it. Now we're going to head over to the Wave. It's a women's clothing store, and that's going to be in the location where Quick Print used to be. It's Kathleen Wilkinson. So why don't you come on with us and we'll go over and meet Kathleen and give you a quick peek at what's coming along with the renovations now, what's going to be happening there before Mayfest. As we were walking down Main Street heading to Wave, I ran into Jane Outwater. Jane, thanks for stopping and talking with us.
You're welcome.
Everybody knows Jane Outwater. She's the owner of Naps Toys and Hobbies. What's the new name going to be?
For now, just Naps.
Naps. I like that. That's nice and easy. Yeah. So Naps, and you can see that we're standing in front of the new location, which is next door to Carmody's, where Time Be Mine used to be. And a lot's going on inside.
Yeah, we're doing pretty much a complete renovation of the store. We're waiting for carpet squares to come in, and that's about the last we have to do. We're actually working on shelving units and hanging shelves at the moment. So probably by the end of next week, we'll start moving some of our stock over. We'll still have the other store open. We have a lot left to liquidate, and that is ongoing. But hopefully by the end of next week, we'll start moving in some product over here.
Exciting.
Very exciting.
I was at a meeting yesterday talking with some people. I hope you can hear us with all the traffic here. How exciting to have a toy store coming to Main Street.
Yeah, and we are definitely expanding that part of it. Yeah, as you know, we've always sold toys, but you know, once we're doing away with the phasing out of the pet and aquarium end of it, we are expanding both the music and the toys in particular. We'll still carry, you know, model building, hobbies, rockets, things like that. But yeah, we're really expanding about increasing the selection of the educational toys. So.
And the music is the Ibanez guitars?
Ibanez guitars, and we're actually right now looking into bringing in some other brands, which is going to be very exciting. We are also still selling vinyl records and looking into bringing in turntables and accessories for listening to vinyl. Jimmy
Woodward's going to love you. It's like everybody knows that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope we're excited about all the changes.
I'm standing I'm on top of Jane just so because we're sharing a microphone here. So it's windy and a lot of traffic, so hopefully you can hear us all. But can we go inside and take a peek at what you're doing so far?
Absolutely.
Great.
Come on in.
Yeah, well, we came inside here to look around, and Jane, if you could tell us just a little bit about what your plans are for the store.
Okay,
First of
well,
all, it looks really good what's coming out so far.
you know, we've had to repaint everything. We redid the ceiling. They're all new ceiling tiles, as well as, you know, fixed the grate up there and painted. And we are going to redo the carpet. And basically, we sort of have three components to the store that sort of all meld into one. So it's, you know, the toys, the hobbies, the music.
Yep.
And they all sort of intertwine, but basically I think how we're planning to set it up right now is the toys will be in the front, as well as the desk and display cases for all of the electronics for the music. The hobbies will primarily be in the middle, and then the music down back. We also will still continue to have a teacher giving guitar lessons, and that will happen out back. And the vinyl records will probably be out back in the bright green room. So, you know, that's what we're thinking at the moment, but it's hard to say until we get over here with the product, with, you know, and sort of start setting it up. So it's all fluid at the moment.
I'm glad you put the toys up front, and we do this with merchants a lot. It's Bennington will know you're here, but the foot traffic of tourists, that walk away stuff that maybe not so much a guitar, but definitely toys to take back as gifts.
Right, and we will, you know, because we have two facets to the window, we probably on one side will display music so people know we have that, but then the other things as well. And we're sort of excited about the location. We know a lot of people eat at Madison's. It's a wonderful restaurant, and a lot of people eat there, and we're right across the street. We're hoping a lot of tourists also notice, so that not only will we get locals, but hopefully we will get a lot of foot traffic from tourists as well.
Yeah, and you're right about Madison's.
You know, people down to this end of the street a little bit more.
Yeah,
something else.
absolutely.
Here, so.
And then somebody, Ted Bird was telling us right next door too, he has people looking at it to open up.
Which would be awesome. So hopefully there'll be a lot of activity, and people will remember to come downtown and shop local. We're excited to be back on Main Street. So.
We're excited to have you here. We're also excited right across the street. Well, before I say that, you're pointing to flowers.
Yes, which I just bought for Mother's Day at the Flower Works. Thank you, Nancy.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, it's Saturday. Mother's Day is tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Yes.
To Jane and to Alicia. And good for you for shopping downtown.
Absolutely.
She has some great stuff in there.
We do that as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, and Alicia was just saying too, you know, it's called showrooming, where people go to local stores, and it's happening, I guess, more to big box stores than mom and pops. But people will look around stores and then go home and order it online.
Yes.
That's why we're fighting to get the tax on online purchases.
Absolutely.
And but Alicia did it in reverse. She went online, saw what she liked, went to Armstrong Jewelers, picked it out there, and
awesome.
She's happy.
It makes a huge difference, and we try to get the word out, but you know, we are fairly competitive when it comes to price, and even particularly in the music department with the line of Ibanez guitars, for instance. We sell at MAP price, which is minimum advertised price. So you can go online, you can look on the internet, you can go to Guitar Center. It doesn't matter where you go. We're going to sell at the same price as they do. And that often is available at most small stores, but people don't perceive that that is the case.
Right.
So we hope that people will support locally, and
yeah, absolutely.
You're not always paying more money, and that's important to know.
No, and we've talked before of the effects of shopping locally and what happens to $1.
Yes.
If you shop online, it's gone out of our community, 100% of it. You shop locally, and that money transfers or rotates back. I think turned like $86 back into repurchasing material, furniture, all the stuff that you're doing here. It just gets repurchased again.
You know, and I have to say, and maybe this is slightly politically incorrect, however, I will say it. It was very frustrating for us the last year in the pet store. As you know, Petco opened, they're a big store. I heard over and over again how expensive their prices are and that our prices were lower, but people are perceiving that it's a big pet store, it must be a better deal. And it isn't. So I just, you know, I want to warn people that that's not always the case.
No.
You know, and then, you know, you're going to lose the service, you're going to lose the things that you value because you've been fooled into purchasing elsewhere.
Right. I was over at O'Malley's talking with him a couple of weeks ago when I stopped in and saw you. Said the same thing. He said he's not worried. He said his prices are either the same or lower than a big box store. So things are really changing in big box marketing too, because they're suffering from online more than local specialty shops are.
Yeah.
You buy locally, you get to meet the owner, you get service immediately. Try that in a big box store.
Well, for instance, like a guitar, for instance. You know, you can order one online, but you haven't had the chance to play it, to hear how it sounds, to see how it feels.
Yep.
And you can order two identical guitars, two identical models, and they might feel or sound slightly different. So there are so many benefits that you can receive by actually going into a brick and mortar store.
Oh, without a doubt.
And not only dealing with the owner, but dealing with the product, seeing the product, trying it out. And then the flip side of that, if there is ever a problem, you have a person to come back to who can help you rectify that problem, instead of just having to box it up and send it out and it's all on you. So, you know, there are a lot of upsides to dealing with local businesses that
Absolutely.
People can't forget to put that into the equation, that value is not just what is the lowest price I can get, but what is the overall best service for the product I'm looking for.
Yeah,
so
excellent.
That's my spiel.
Well, it's a good spiel. So I'm not the only one on a rant today. We got everybody up here on Main Street talking the same story, but thank you very much for joining us, and I'm glad we ran into you to get inside your shop. So stay with us. We're now going to head down to another new store on Main Street, and that's Wave, and we're going to go meet Kathleen Wilkinson, the owner. Thank you, Jane.
You're welcome.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to Main Street.
Thanks.
Well, we made it over to Wave, the old quick print location, and I'd like to introduce you to those of you who haven't met her already, Kathleen Wilkinson. Kathleen, thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for coming.
Yeah, you bet. As you can see behind us, if you remember this location, it had the low drop ceilings and the walls were all colored up. But your first step was exposing everything.
Once we took down the ceiling, we found this great tin ceiling, and that's what we wanted. We wanted it to be natural again.
It's beautiful. You got to stop in here and see this. The whole ceiling looks brand new, but it's the original tin ceiling, isn't it?
Yep, everything's original. We didn't have to do anything to it.
And the crown molding, and you're going to do a backlighting up against?
Up against that, so it'll shine natural lighting onto the ceiling.
Yep. Oh, and I didn't realize you have a transom window. I never knew that was there either.
We do. The panels
covered on the
are
outside?
kind of broken,
Yep.
so we're going to pull them out, have them fixed, but for now we're just going to have some fabric up there.
Yep, cool. A lot of the buildings on Main Street, if you ever walk around Main Street and look at the buildings, a lot of them have those transom type windows above the doors, and I love those. They're beautiful. And anyway, it's nice to see one of our older buildings brought back architecturally to the way it was, and then enhanced with the work you've done in the back wall and the changing rooms. And
yeah, we had to add 3 dressing rooms, so we did an archway in the back and added them back there. The contractor, John Babson, did a great job on the dressing rooms. And then that whole back wall will be a mural of an old downtown Bennington photo that we found.
Now, you showed us that photo for people that remember where the Penny Saver is located in the historic old courthouse on South Street. Back in, I guess it was 50s or 60s,
yeah.
I don't remember it, and I came here in '82, but the whole front of the Penny Saver was covered in like some kind of modern mesh thing.
Right, and it said Penny Saver, so we have that. You'll see that again.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna get it so Alicia can put it on.
I will.
And so you'll be able to see it during the show, which we were talking about. A lot of you are gonna remember it. And I remember talking with the BBC Design Committee. That was one of the first downtown renovation projects to bring buildings back, and thank God they did it, because the building is beautiful.
Yes,
and it was horrible with that thing on it. Anyway.
But you didn't notice, you know, I don't remember that either. So
No,
it was kind
and people must have thought it was great back then. I don't know what they were thinking, but at any rate, let's talk about Wave. Okay. What is Wave?
Wave is clothing and accessories for everyone. We're going to have a woman's line, a men's line, a plus size line, and hopefully sometime soon a petite line. Just having some trouble getting that together. We have flip-flops and accessories, jewelry. We have jewelry from local artist Kim Livingston from Serenity Designs. I also have a small dog accessory bed line coming in from Laura Wilkinson for Natural Form Pets. Just lots of fun things, all different things. It's going to be more affordable so that people don't have to drive all the way to Albany to find jeans and t-shirts. And
Yeah, and jeans and t-shirts, for guys too, or just women?
guys too.
That's a tough
For
one.
everyone.
We have one choice in town, and do you go north or west?
Right, so now you can buy it right here on Main Street.
Fantastic. And we were just talking with Jane Outwater, and she was down there, of course, right down the street, doing the same thing there, looking similar too. They've redid that building, has its own issues, so they had to keep the ceiling hidden. But to have clothing and toys and hobbies coming to Main Street is just very, very exciting. And then we haven't been able to hook up with the people that are opening Owl's Nest, but all three of you at the same time, very, very cool.
So Main Street will be live and hopping again.
Yep, can't wait. So what's your opening goal?
Mayfest.
Sweet.
The week of Mayfest, I'd like to be open Wednesday to work out kinks, but Saturday will be our grand opening day.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Kathleen. Thanks for staying with us and coming up and down Main Street to see some of the new shops coming. Mayfest, I guess, is the kickoff date for all three of the businesses to be open by Mayfest. So make sure if you come down for Mayfest, I take that back, when you come down for Mayfest, that you stop at all three stores and say hi to Kathleen and to Jane and to the folks who are opening Owl's Nest. If you hang with us while we close out the show, one last thing I wanted to say was this Wednesday, I guess by the time this airs, the town of Bennington will have a new website that will go live within about 48 hours from now. Need for you to check it out. It's a nice layout, has all the information for the town. They've done a beautiful job. But the thing about the website that's really important is a question and an issue that people have talked about for years, and that is a community calendar. There hasn't been one centralized calendar in Bennington ever that I'm aware of. And again, Mike Harrington designed a program through Google that all the organizations can share one calendar, so there'll be one place to go. You can either go to the BBC, to the Chamber, to the town of Bennington. It's all going to be the same calendar. So make a point to visit the town of Bennington's website after, what is that? What's today? The 19th, 20th? 12th? Okay, good. We got lots more time. So by the 15th, you'll be safe to go on and visit the new website for the town of Bennington. Again, thank you, Kathleen.
Thanks for coming.
I'd like to thank Jane Outwater, Alicia Romac of Legacy Images of Vermont. I am John Shanahan, the director of the Better Bennington Corporation, and thanks for joining us on Spotlight on Downtown. We'll see you in June.
Yeah.